Ignition key, rotor brake, master switch, strobe light, throttle is closed. And then how many prime?
Probably rolled it about 3 or 4.
2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Stennis Tower, November 2255 Alpha.
November 2255.
So it's just straight up start, right?
Yep.
All right.
So left hand there, right hand on the key. Yep, we're good. All right, now try. All right, 50 to 60 on your RPM. Turn it up a little bit so they hear me.
Okay. And there we go. Let me get this. I forgot to yell clear.
That's okay.
All right, how do you read?
Yep, that's a loud clear.
All right. I'm not going to be able to sync the audio. It's going to be a pain. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. All right. All right, so now you get rid of this and you just run off of that?
That's correct. So we'll wait as soon as our clutch light goes out. We'll come up to 70%, 70% for the warm-up.
What is the, what did we say? 118,375, so.
10, sky clear. Temperature 19er, dew point 11, altimeter 3015. Visual approach runway 18 and use land departing runway 18. Advise on initial contact, you have Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Stennis Airport information, Foxtrot 1550 Zulu weather, wind 110 at 6.
110 at 6, all right, 70%. Can you do your high check at 70, like right now?
Your mag check?
No, just the hydraulic check.
Well, they recommend you bring it up to flight idle, basically, and
okay.
move it back and forth.
So we're just waiting for it to come into the green?
Yeah. Take about another minute.
I'll move this farther forward because it'd be really tragic if it fell. There we go.
Okay, we're green, so if you like 75, okay.
I want to try your 90.
There you go. 90. Now use your left hand to do your mag check. Just hold on. There you go.
That's a big drop.
Yeah, try to see. All right. So now check this out. Let's go to 75. Okay, now do your mag check. See, you have almost no drop?
Yeah.
Okay. That's still, the drop we had at 90 is still fine. But you'll notice it a lot more prominently when we roll you back up to 90. Okay, now do your mag check. See, we got a good, 5% there, maybe 6.
And then you do your split it?
Yep.
90?
Yep. All right, and your pre-takeoff checklist, clear area wheels are off.
Clear area wheels are off, warning lights are off, gauges are in the green, we got the fuel for the mission, radios are up.
GPS we're not going to use.
No, frictions are coming off. So you go all the way to the governor and then do your highs?
Yep. So roll, turn your governor on, they'll take it up to 100%. All right, then you're just going to, move it back and forth about a half inch. Absolutely no drag, no resistance, so all your hydraulics are working just fine.
All right, and then governor's now on, so it's catching it.
We're 76, we'll leave it unlocked today. With the carb heat on.
Okay. All right, cool. Carb heat is required. Check wind for takeoff at the tailwind.
Right off the tail.
Yep. And they're landing to the south.
Turn this up a little bit.
I think it's...
Go see if you'll let us depart Alpha and enter a left downwind.
Okay.
Airplane there.
What was the ATIS? Do you remember? Oh, we just got the number.
November 55 Alpha, turn left, next taxiway.
Wind 110 at 6.
I'll just have to get the number.
Okay.
55 Alpha, left at next taxiway.
All right, we're clear.
Yep, clear.
And headed to the
Got a taxi light to our right.
There you go. Sometimes first start of the day, I'll hover it for about 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Just because they're more likely, if you're going to have a mag failure or something, it's almost always going to happen when the engine's cold. So I've had 3 that have failed as soon as I started moving forward. So a lot of times I'll just hover it, let it, 30 seconds. So I'm convinced it's going to run just fine. So.
Stennis Tower, helicopter 211 Tango Bravo from the general aviation ramp. I'd like to join Alpha, make left traffic back to runway 18.
Helicopter 211 Tango Bravo, and taxi to Alpha. And clear for takeoff from Alpha, wind 120 at 6, gust 12, left close on the go.
Okay, clear for takeoff, taxiway Alpha, left close, 1 Tango Bravo. All right, so we just go straight ahead.
Yep.
And clear, clear.
Yep.
That's a big ditch.
Yeah.
Got our own exhaust coming up.
Yep. A lot of times you'll have the carbon monoxide light will light if you got your tail stuck into the wind like that very long.
All right, we're in the green. We got our fuel. We are good. Here we go. That must have favors 36.
Yeah. We'll call it a 120, but...
Yeah, the sock looks more like it's out of the north.
Don't have any little airports around here with an east-west runway.
No, everybody's north-south.
Yeah, I figured just because of the wind in and out of the bay or the ocean. I guess Jack Edwards probably be about the closest place you'd have an east-west runway.
Well, you could go to Lakefront. That would be, across the lake. That's about a 20-minute flight.
Yeah.
Lakefront's nice because it's got east-west taxiways, too. All right, I'm in gyrocopter mode, trying to go low. You got the helicopter for a second? I got to fix my headset. You have the aircraft. I don't know why I must not be getting a good seal or something.
Do I need to call him on the downwind?
Helicopter 1 Tango Bravo, taxiway Alpha, clear for reaction, wind 120 at 8.
Clear for Alpha taxiway for 1 Tango Bravo.
All right, I got it.
You have the aircraft?
I have the aircraft.
He cleared just for Alpha.
Oh, taxiway Alpha?
Taxiway Alpha.
All right, so just a normal...
Yeah, we'll start off doing a couple power recoveries. Get your sea legs under you.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to...
Yeah, remember how to helicopter. All right, we're in the green. We got the harpy on. Fuel is still good. We'll be lighter today. That'll be the difference. Not that Stephanie weighs a whole bunch.
Yeah. We got the better part of 2 hours worth of fuel, so fly quite a bit. Take a break. All right, so in review, you're going to go down, roll, back up a little bit. Look at glide to 70. Need a little faster side. down a little with the nose, just a little. Just preserve that airspeed. We're not trying to really gain any. All right, there you go. Clear. Up on the clutch, it's super slow. Still hanging on to that throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all.
And now it's undo the previous undid.
Yeah.
But I thought it was smooth. I mean, it was.
Oh, it was great. It's perfect.
Decent.
Yeah, that looks fine.
One Tango Bravo's on the go. Quest left close back to Alpha.
Helicopter 1 Tango Bravo, left close.
Left close, 1 Tango Bravo.
Helicopter 1 Tango Bravo, you can expect continuous left closed.
1 Tango Bravo. So he didn't want us to keep saying it, I guess.
Yeah.
So a little bit on the airspeed control.
Yep.
Other than that.
Yeah, like I say, a good 70. You know, if you're a little fast on the auto, it doesn't hurt a thing. The only thing it changes is the time that you float, how much float time you got. So if you were to come in, you know, at 75, you'll flare and float, and then settle, you know. 70, it'll flare and float, settle. 65, it's going to float, settle. You know, 60, it's going to flare, float very little, and then settle. Then you start getting slower than about 60, and just almost no float there without really, you know, cranking up and flaring the heck out of it.
But the flare height was okay.
Flare height was perfect. Yep,
okay.
That's perfect. Flare height was perfect. Your airspeed looked good.
It really doesn't take much of a bump. Like once you get going, it's really, as long as you don't do what I was doing, which was pitch out.
Taxiway Alpha, clear the option. Wind 110.5, gust 11.
Taxiway Alpha cleared the option. 1 Tango Bravo. 5, gust 11. Huh?
If you pitch the nose up very much at all at the entry, number one, it runs your RPM way up, but it also slows you down.
Yeah.
So then you're starting out a little slow, which wouldn't be such a bad thing if you actually lost the engine at 90 knots or something.
Right.
A little bit of an up flare on the nose is fine. Because by the time you realize it, your RPMs are down a little bit anyway. But when you're doing practice like this, it's easier just to leave the aircraft flat in attitude into your auto, you know.
All right, 3 green, curve heat.
799 Sierra, Stennis Tower.
A little slow.
Sir, I just took off from Diamond Head, and I'm about 5 miles to the east, inbound.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Foxtrot, 4799 Sierra.
Cherokee 4799 Sierra, report left base, runway 18.
Report left base for runway 18, 4799 Sierra. Thank you.
Yep, RPMs look good, airspeed looks good. All right, looking out the window. Hold it up. Up on the collective, real super slow.
Oh, it took a while for it to come back up. I didn't hold the I moved my hand back to let it go, and it didn't.
Yeah, you can help it a little bit if you want to. Just try not to stay on it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Feels so much better. Like doing yesterday really helped.
Yeah. I always tell people you get good at autorotations when you get about 400 to 500 of them under you.
Yeah, well, I don't have that many. We did like 20.
Yeah. Yeah, you get better all the time. But like I say, it's a huge confidence builder.
Oh, yeah.
If you're flying, you know, if you put me in a twin-engine aircraft right now and I had to fly a twin-engine airplane, I'd be the most nervous guy you ever met in your life. Because I'm thinking, this time it's quick, there's no way I'm going to be able to save my own butt.
Well, that's what I was saying about this. Is like, you know, I was in a position where...
Helicopter 1 Tango Bravo, left close approved. Traffic, we have a Cessna coming from the Diamond Head from the east going to a left base for 18. He's about to turn base. Correction, Cherokee.
1 Tango Bravo looking for that traffic.
Got him. Stennis Tower, Cherokee 4799 Sierra, enter left base for runway 18.
Cherokee 99 Sierra, runway 18, cleared to land, wind 090 at 9er, traffic, experimental helicopter.
We're not experimental.
Downwind, left downwind.
Copy that. I don't have the traffic in sight, but
1 Tango Bravo has traffic in sight. And we are not experimental, sir. We're only doing experimental stuff. Okay, birds up here. Don't dive. Just don't dive. That's all.
So when you make your turn, in a situation like this, if you're going to the taxiway, we'll talk more about this later. But what you want to do is turn when you get right to the end.
Tango Bravo, taxiway Alpha, cleared for the option. Wind 110 at 9er.
All right, go ahead and make your turn.
Taxiway Alpha clears the option. 1 Tango Bravo. So
what we're doing, we're staying where he should never ever be.
Gotcha.
Right? They had an accident out in Phoenix where an airplane came down right on top of R22.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, if they would. So when we fly these, we fly them like this. We basically try to stay as close to the end of the taxiway as possible. Bring it on around. You got a big old long taxiway.
Yeah. So there's no point in aiming for that.
Exactly. And you stay the hell away from where the airplanes are. And so you try to, in a helicopter, I try to put myself where an airplane should never be. And chances are you're not going to have a mid-air with somebody. So. All right, looking good.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, looking good. A little extra speed won't hurt a thing. Hurry up on your clutches. Get a little close on the tail on that, but not too bad. We probably were within about a foot.
Well, this is where I was aiming, though.
Yeah.
Right here.
Good.
So that worked.
Yeah, good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, dead on. Well, I mean, maybe a few feet long. That's at 5 knots. Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, if you're,
Cherokee 99.
So too much flare, is that what you're saying?
Well, we were just a little bit low. We were right here, not really too much flare. Just, we were getting pretty close to, Stinger probably about a foot off the ground.
Okay.
Right. I was a foot off the ground and a foot under.
Or bouncing off.
Cherokee 604 Delta Bravo, Stennis Tower, good morning.
And, if you barely touch the Stinger, it doesn't hurt a thing. It's just style point.
22 miles to your northwest and down.
Really, unless you just bang the hell out of it. That's pretty unusual.
694 Delta Bravo, Roger. 18 en route. I'll send the 30.
But like I say, if you're using a taxiway adjacent to a runway, if you fly inside the limits of that taxiway, the airplane should, even if he's on the same side with you, say you're both doing left side traffic, we're going to fly a close pattern, he's going to be out there. We stay inside the limits of the taxiway. Never really have to worry about somebody coming around like that out of Phoenix, right down on top, because the airplane guy's not going to see you. He's going to come down, he's looking from here up.
Where did that guy go, by the way?
Yeah, let's see.
Is he,
He's taxiing in. He's on the right.
Okay, I got him.
Yep.
I didn't know if he'd made the first taxiway or not. I heard him call for taxi. I just want to make sure he's not on Alpha. One of the huge advantages you have with a helicopter, too, if you're trying to find another airplane, is drop down. You're allowed to go low, they're not. Right.
So get on down, put them above the horizon, you can pick them out real quick, And then if you need to come back up for, just give yourself a little more altitude, whatever.
Right, we just avoid the slow fixed-wing traffic here. All right, we're in the green. We got the fuel. Carpeet's coming on. No other traffic yet, but I'm going to turn.
Chapter 1, Tango Bravo, taxiway Alpha, clear for the option run 1006.
Clear the option, 1 Tango Bravo. All right, a little on the slow side. We'll make it up. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to overshoot.
It's okay. Let's make a good auto out of it. So, clear a little more. And up on it, like we do.
So that extra knots basically just carried me a little bit farther.
Yeah, you're going to float a little farther at the end.
But that's, I mean, do you think a DPE is really going to...
Nope, not at all.
On a commercial check ride?
Nope. What they really want to see is a good auto that's done well. You don't hit your spot, it's not that big of a deal. You know, if they don't like it, a lot of times they'll say, you know what, try to get, see if you can get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And you're not going to, you know, it's a rare event for anybody to bust anybody. You know, now if you said go for the touchdown markers and you went halfway down the runway, like, you know, I can give you the benefit of the doubt, but damn. You know.
You're 3,000 feet down the runway.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're in the neighborhood,
yeah,
it's fine. What they really are looking for is more technique than anything.
Yeah. So that technique you think was good for a commercial?
Absolutely absolutely fine. Man.
It's so much smoother now. Like I feel like I'm doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Like just more controlled, more like, okay, this is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yep, well, that's what they're looking for.
Absolutely. I'm flaring a lot lower, too.
Yeah. There's an overlying thing about, you know, not scaring the hell out of your people.
Well, you know what's funny is, I was telling my friend this morning, Brandon. So I was telling Brandon this morning. I didn't understand autos until yesterday. So I'll tell you what part I didn't understand. I thought when you recovered with the power on, we were doing like a fixed wing low approach.
Yeah.
So like in a T-38, I recover, suck the gear up at 50 feet, and just drive on out. That's not what you're doing. You're recovering to a hover in a power on, which is a lot different. So that's why I was flaring so high for so long. So I got to relearn my sight picture.
So these have been just fine that you're doing here. Every one of these would have passed the commercial check ride without any problem.
All right, we got 3 grain. Fuel is still good. Gonna put car heat now. Yeah, it just takes a little longer than I like to catch it, so I have to roll it a little bit for the...
Yep, that's absolutely fine.
After 1 Tango Bravo, taxiway Alpha, clear for the option, wind 120 at 6, gust 11.
Taxiway Alpha, cleared the option, 1 Tango Bravo. The wind is, whew, it's challenging.
The wind's supposed to come around to 180 here.
Are they really?
Yeah.
They were out of the north this morning.
Yeah, it's predicting 180.
I think there's that dry cold front coming behind the thing yesterday. Overshooting wind here.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, down.
Looking out the window. On your click.
A little bit slow and rolling it up.
Yeah. Oh.
Not too bad. Closer than last time. All right, on the go. Tango Bravo's on the go. I guess you can see it. We're right in front of him. No point in telling.
Yeah, I'd rather have pissed after we're talking too much. Where, you know, my home airport, and, you know, 1 out of 10 times I'll forget to call him because I'm talking to the student, you know. So as I turn in final there and cleared the land, hey, okay, thanks. You know, so. Most of the guys that we work with there at Cape Dorado are used to helicopters and gyroplanes now, so it's pretty nice. They know what we can and can't do with one.
Did the tower guys take you up on your offer yesterday?
Oh, well, you know, I think Megan said a couple people came over, but I guess nobody asked for a ride. So, anyway, I'll have to tell them again they need to speak up and ask for a ride.
What time are you guys leaving tomorrow?
I'm going to leave about 11. That way I can make it home back to Missouri before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Stennis Tower, Cherokee 604 Delta Bravo.
No artificial horizon.
That'd be scary at night.
Cherokee 604 Delta Bravo, verify coming in full stop.
Can you fly a light sport at night?
Oh yeah,
you can.
Well, if you're only a light sport pilot, if you're a private pilot, you can fly.
No, right. If you're a light.
Runway 18, cleared for the option. The traffic we have: helicopter west downwind. That's making east downwind. That's making approaches to the parallel taxiway Alpha.
Only restrictions on light sport or can't go above 10,000 MSL and can't fly at night.
Yeah. But if you're somebody that's maybe questionable on the medical, it's not a bad option.
And to be honest with you, we fly an R22, doesn't have artificial horizon in it either, but a lot of times we'll tend to more follow.
Bravo, taxiway Alpha cleared for the option, wind 110 at 7.
Taxiway Alpha clear the option, 1 take a Bravo. All right, Carpet.
We'll tend to follow light sources more like a highway or whatever, at night if it's you're in an aircraft without artificial horizon.
I got a little high, that's why I'm diving a little bit. All right, final is clear. I don't see him yet, so we're good. All right, 3, 2, 1, lost the engine. Check. Boy, it really gets that speed back quick.
Yes, it does. They check up a teeny bit, just a teeny bit. Down a little with the nose, observe that speed. I just pulled a little extra collector there at the end.
Gotcha.
Tail got close.
So a little bit more.
Yep. Okay. Start with some pull downs. That would have been an excellent pull down right there. Easy one, Got forward on the nose, up a little more on the collector. You're on the ground.
Would it have hit the tail? Was it?
No.
Oh.
Well, we probably got within inches of the tail.
Oh God. Oh no, don't want to do that.
It really doesn't hurt them, but like I say, it's the style point.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do that on a check ride.
Well, yeah. Well, what a lot of people do is they'll take tape black electrical tape, put about 30 wraps of black electrical tape around the stinger.
Say this information, Golf, altimeter 3013.
All right, we're good enough for government work there.
I just tell everybody, don't touch the stinger.
Yeah.
You won't need it.
No, I don't want to touch the stinger, so maybe my perception's a little bit off as far as how close we're getting. Or maybe more gentle on the flare.
But like I say, a lot of people think you have to be like super duper low, like especially even like the pull down. Not true. I mean, we could have had our flare even up another couple feet.
Okay.
And absolutely fine.
I think I'm doing less of a baby flare and more of just one big flare, so maybe I do more of a two-stage.
And when you start that first flare, it helps you judge how much in wind to flare for the second one,
Yeah. All right, he's on the rollout. There should be no factor for us.
Yep. Midfield.
Carb heat is coming out.
So GPS, when you do your commercial check ride, all they're looking for is the power recovery auto,
Yeah. And a 180.
Cherokee 4, Bravo, right close to
180s here in a little bit.
Right. 180s are easier going right.
Yeah, you're looking that way.
Yeah.
And we can switch over to the right.
No, that's fine. I mean, I practice what's more difficult,
Well, people tend to screw up.
Tango Bravo, taxiway Alpha cleared for the option, wind 140 at 6.
Taxiway Alpha cleared the option, 1 take a Bravo. I mean, it's really not that much different. It's just,
Where people tend to kind of get a little outside of the box on a 180 is they let their speed get up too high.
Yeah.
And we actually keep your speed down low in the turn.
Yeah.
And then once you got your turn about 3/4 of the way made.
I'd like you to demo one because I'd like to see your technique.
Yeah.
Because it's probably, a little different than what I'm used to. All right, carb heat, we're in the green. All right, 3, 2, 1.